Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. So today I want to presentation about the new president, Mr. Prabowo Subianto. Before I start the presentation, my name is Salsabila Rafael. I'm from Information Systems Program Study. So who is Mr. Prabowo Subianto? So Mr. Prabowo Subianto is His full name is Prabowo Subianto Jojo Hadikusumo, is a politician, businessman, and retired Attorney General who is currently serving as the 8th President of Indonesia since 20 October 2024. So political parties were built is the Greater Indonesia Movement Party, abbreviated as Gerindra. Its political party is Indonesia, a right-wing populism and nationalist ideology. Formed in 2008, Gerindra functioned as the political vehicle of former ABRI General. How about their family? How about their family? So the the father is Sumitro Jojo Hadikusumo, who is an Indonesian economist and politician who has served as Minister of Trade and Industry, Minister of Finance, Minister of Research during the Old Order and New Order eras. And you can see on my slide that picture and the photos with sibling and their mom, Dora Marisigar. And career in the military world, Mr. Prabowo Subianto is a graduate of the Military Academy Akabri. So you can see on my slide that the the course of his military career. Next is career in the business world. After leaving the military, Prabowo Subianto joined his younger brother Hasim Jaju Hadikusumo's business. How much total wealth does Mr. Prabowo Subianto have? Has total assets 2.4 trillion rupiah and has no debt, including land, buildings, vehicles. These assets are spread across district cities in South Jakarta and Bogor. About his son, he have one son. His son, the name is Rago Hedi Prasetyo Juju Hadikusumo, better known as Didit Hedi Prasetyo, was born in Jakarta on March 22, 1984. About the biography is on my slide. You can read it. And as you know, Didit involvement in designing the Olympic jersey. The Indonesian team official uniform is dominated by red and white, with the Garuda Pancasila symbol placed in a circular shield on black background on the left side of the chest. And you know about Prabowo's program is free lunch program. Yes, Gibran began trialing the implementation of free lunch at SDN 3 Central Park, Jakarta, and was accompanied directly by acting Governor of DKI Jakarta Teguh Setiabudi. And you can see on Gibran's personal TikTok, namely at Gibran_Rakabuming, apart from connection trials at elementary schools. And this is the minister who was replaced by Prabowo really caught the eye of the public. The first is Professor Dr. Yusril Iza Mahendra, who is who is an advocate, academic, and field of constitutional law, political, and one of Indonesia's leading thinkers and intellectuals. He once worked at the State Secretariat as a speechwriter for President Soeharto and B.J. Habibie. Next is Stella Christie. When the public finds out that he has become the Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, increasingly make the public confident, hopeful that education in Indonesia will further develop and advance in the future. And the beloved mother of all Indonesian people is Sri Mulyani. She has served for 4 terms, and for the 40th time, she has also served as Minister of Finance. And the last I say is Professor Dr. Kiai Haji Nasruddin Imam. Previously, he served as Deputy Minister of Religion of the Republic of Indonesia from 2012 and 2014, until finally, in the era of Mr. Prabowo Subianto, he returned as Servant Minister of Religion, making many people say that the 2013 Ramadan vibes will return again, and that made many people happy. Of the several ministers who have been mentioned, and the many people who are surprised and amazed by the minister chosen by Mr. Prabowo, there are still many great ministers who cannot be mentioned. The public hopes that with many new ministers in this era, the public can feel and see the real change that have been promised. And for your information, our president, Mr. Prabowo Subianto, is known to have a very nationalistic spirit, so he really likes local products. Let's start now. I love local products. And what about my opinion? So my opinion, I hope that in the era of President Prabowo and his deputy, namely Mr. Gibran Raka Buming Raka, we can make real change that public can feel too. And I hope that the promises that have been made can be implemented soon. Thank you to her my first presentation, so we can meet to next presentation. Hello guys, welcome back to me. So I will do my presentation part 2 about the question words. So what is question word or a we question? So we question is used by someone to ask something to which the other person must give a clear answer. In English, it is also known as an information open question. In other words, you cannot answer an interrogative sentence in the we question from using only yes or no. So, what are we question? This is the we question. Is AY1H. If the material is in Indonesian, maybe you only know 5W1H. So, in English, you have to learn AY1H. So, what are the AY1H? The answers are what, when, where, who, whom, which, whose, and how. So, you can see on my slide like this. The first is what. What is used to ask about things? Yep, as we know, what is a question word that function to ask about something or something related to someone. You can see the example on my slide. Apart from this function, to find information about something, you can also use the word what to ask for repetition or confirmation, aka asking for repetition or confirmation of what someone else has said. You can see that the example on my slide. Two is where. If you want to find out information about the location, purpose, and position of someone or something, of course, the right question word to use is where. Example of an interrogative sentence is in my slide. You can see that. Three is why. This question word functions as a search for reason of causes, reason or causes. In this case, the reason can be positive or negative to find out the background to something happening. Example are as follows that in my slide. Okay, you can see. Next is when. Of course, when used to ask when something happened. This question word is closely related to the adverb of time which can be the answer of this type of question. 5 is which. Guys, how often are you confused about the choice? Whether it's choice related to goods, color, opinions, attention, well, you can see which to ask about options. The following are examples of sentence to ask about choice. You can see that on the slide. Who? Question word who question to ask about people or person or subject. Whom? So in English, is there a difference in question word for just in the position of subject and object? If previously who has used to ask about people whose status in the subject, then whom is a type of question word for people who have the position of being the object or the recipient of the action of the subject. 8 is whose. If you ask what is the difference between whose and who and whom, the difference is whose is a question word to ask for position and ownership. The last is how. Finally, there is a how for you to use when you want to asks about manner or process, condition, and quality. This question word also applies to asking for price, duration, frequency, age, method, distance, or quality or quantity. Example sentence or my slide on my slide. How to form a why question? The first is why question with auxiliary verb. The formula is wh plus auxiliary verb to be, do, or have, plus subject plus main verb plus mark asking. Two is where question with modal verbs. Words that include modal verbs include can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, must. Here's the formula is wh plus modal verb, subject plus main verb plus asking mark. Three interrogative sentence without auxiliaries or modal verbs. This formula show that how itself has replaced the subject position. The formula is wh plus main verb plus asking mark. The last is negative question. Without you realizing it, this example of each type of question above are positive. Well, of course, the form of interrogative sentence can also be negative. When when asking negative "why" question, we can use the auxiliary verb "do". When there is no other auxiliary verb or no modal verb, see an example below on my slide. So, thank you for your attention in listening to my presentation. Sorry if there are mistakes in pronouncing words. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.